This is a web application which we have already launched on the internet. The domain name is www.profitmax.co.cc, as you can see on the address bar. Our main focus was on the amateur investors, on the new investors who haven't been exposed to that extent to the stock market. We wanted to make a web application as much user friendly as possible to them so that they could gain some knowledge about the stock market and start investing in. The web application consists of a personalized user system. The page in front of you shows the registration page. The user can come, enter his details and make his account, personalized account. In the end, you can see the question that we have asked is, you are using this tool for personal use or gain. We have included two things in this. The gain part is for the new investor, the amateur investor who wants to try what all strategies he could use, so that what will be the possible future outcomes. This is just the gain part is just a testing for him, whereas the personal use is for the more advanced users who can use it for their own personal benefits. Now we will give you a demonstration of how the project works. This is the login page in which I am logging in. This shows the welcome page. The user can come here and start using his portfolio manager. As you can see, there's already some stocks in this portfolio. There are two tables in front of you. One is the portfolio for balanced risk and return. The second one is for your required returns. The project, we already explained you in the algorithm that we used the lambda factor, which was a balance factor between the risk and returns. So the first table is the balance factor where lambda is equal to 0.5, which is the optimal point, and the table shows the asset ID, the asset name, which is the stock name present in the stock market, like BHEL, the buy price, the price at which the user bought the stock, the number of stocks, the shares the user bought, that is the quantity. The initial weight is the weight that contributes to the initial investments of the user. The next column is the main column, the optimized weight. This one is being calculated by algorithm, and using this, the required quantity, the quantity that the user should invest in the portfolio, is being given in this column. The next table that you see is the one where the user entered his customized preferences, and on the basis of which the lambda factor for him, that is the risk to return ratio balance factor, was calculated. Now we will show you how to add a stock in this. For example, you can select the stock name from here. You can also, the project also includes the basic 4 commodities: the gold, the platinum, the silver and the copper. Now, like for example, I am adding GAIL NS to the portfolio. You will have to enter the date at which you bought the stock, the price at which you bought it, and the number of stocks that you bought. This also shows that the gold and platinum, 10 grams is considered as 1 unit quantity, and for platinum 1 gram is considered as 1 unit quantity. For copper and silver, gold, the 10 gram is the same, just like gold. Now I have clicked on add. The stock has been added. The portfolio has been updated successfully. You can click here to add more stocks, or go back to the my portfolio and see your stock added. Now this one shows there is no optimized weight currently. So the user will click on the optimize portfolio button. The user will then be asked to enter his risk preferences. Now the user will enter his expected returns. For example, the user inputs an expected return of rupees 25,187. He will input his budget, maximum budget, which we have inputted as 1 lakh. The number of trades he makes in a year, this is the average trades that he makes throughout the year. For example, 5. and the time horizon for which he wants to keep his investment in the portfolio. We currently take it as 2 years. The user will then click on the optimize. This will lead to another page which consists of the risk profile questionnaire. As we told you in the presentation earlier, we have tried to map the investor behavior to our project. So this questionnaire is an example here. This questionnaire is an example which shows you what we have asked all the questions the user will input. The user will give the answers, and on the basis of that, the lambda factor will be calculated for him. The user can also skip if he doesn't want to enter. For that, the lambda factor will be taken as 0.5. Now the user will answer these questions. This is sample demo answering. The user has answered all the questions and will now click on submit. This will result in the optimizing of the page. You will have to wait for a few seconds. The code is running behind. After a few seconds, this page has come up. The page in front of you shows you the different weights the code has given to the different stocks. You can see that the stock that Gale NS we have added for the balance lambda equals to 0.5. It shows 9.7%, which is correspondingly equal to the 21 shares. And in the next table, you can see that the requirements that the user added for him, the percentage was to the Gale NS was given as 37.86, which corresponds to approximately 82 shares. A small table below it, you can see that the risk percentage, the return percentage for the balance factor equals to 0.5. This comes out to be 1.13% for the risk and 1.77% for the returns. Secondly, the expected risk percentage and the expected return percentage are those percentages for which the lambda was given by the user through the questionnaire. This has come out as 1.1% and 1.3%. You can see that the 1.3% matches with the input of returns the user provided, which was approximately around 25,000 on a portfolio investment of 1 lakh. We are back to the My Portfolio page, where there are a number of options. The add stock option and the optimize portfolio option we have already shown you. There's also a delete stock option. For example, the user has sold sold some of his stocks in the market, so he can delete his stocks from the portfolio accordingly. There's also another option of game results. If a person has accepted for using this tool for playing purposes, then he can check his rankings on the daily basis. For example, you can see the rankings of the various investors that are on our website. The returns, the rankings are being done on the basis of the returns, with the highest return holder with the top rank, which you can see is approximately around 2 lakh, and lowest is around minus 7,506. There is a graph in front of you which shows that as the risk increases, the returns also increases. This was done on the data which was collected over a period of 1 month from in February 2011 on 5 stocks. The data was analyzed, and the graph satisfies the basic principle of the portfolio theory. So this concludes our project. Thank you.